can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
G. Galera agus Fáilte Gudí Cunday Longford. You're all very welcome here to Pierce Brothers Park in County Longford for this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Group 4 Round 2 game between Longford and near neighbours Westmeath. I'm Jason Keelan from the Longford Bride GA podcast, joined today by Sarah Dolan, Westmeath star. Sarah, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
We will be going through the two teams now in a couple of minutes. Just before that, we have done a couple of quick interviews with our Bonnish story from today's games, with Alan Mullen from Longford, of course, a Westmeath man himself, coming up against his own county, and with Roscommon man Michael Finnan, who is in charge with Westmeath. So we'll bring you the two of those. So I'm here with Alan, the Longford manager. Alan, suppose first of all, as a Westmeath man coming up against Westmeath today, what's the immediate feeling before the game?
Listen, I suppose you're not often in that spot, so I suppose it's a different scenario. Listen, we're looking forward to it. Like, it's going to be a good challenge. Westmeath, I would know a lot of them girls, would have had a lot of them in college as well. Listen, we hope to give them a really, really good shout at it and see where it goes.
And in the defensive line, you have the likes of Leanne and a fairly kind of settled line. Is the plan going forward and just to try and give experience to that sort of the new girls coming through in the forward line?
Yes, well, and that's it. Like, we're very... Sorry.
You're all right, you're right.
For ourselves at the moment, we have a very young panel. Essentially, it's an under 20 panel. With a lot of girls have gone travelling, emigrating. So, listen, it's a completely rebuilding project, but we're enjoying it. Like, the girls you have good success coming from the minors and stuff like that, so there's a good environment.
And you have the likes of Fumi Talabu, who I know around the middle from my cousin's club in Mostrom as well. Is she one to look out for today with her incredible pace?
Oh yeah, Fumi, Fumi's back in. She was doing the leaving cert, really, like, I think we had 5 or 6 girls doing leaving certs on the panel, so they're back in, but they're enjoying. Listen, the whole thing is about experience and developing I suppose a culture, and that's what we're trying to do.
Brilliant. Well, Alan, the best of luck for today.
Thank you.
Thanks a million, Alan. So I'm here with Michael, Westmeath manager. Michael, it didn't go well for us the last day, but there were a lot of positives, so what are we looking for today?
At this stage it's a win. It's quite simply now it's do or die for us. We have to get the win to get into a quarter final, and that's it. Yeah, there were positives last week and there are things we need to work on, so I suppose you're coming in today hoping that we get improvements in the areas we've talked about during the week that we need to improve on. But bottom line is, at this stage of the year now, it's all about getting the result. You know, all the work is done, all the league stuff is out of the way. Really, this is knockout football now.
And Joanna, my whole co-commentator, named a 13 today, and Ashley in the middle. Is that the way we expect it to line out?
Joe will play out in the half-forward, the half-forward line, and Ashley's in midfield. Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. And Aisha here is out injured. Is there anyone else then to look out for?
Yeah, you'll see Lara McCartan gets her first start there at corner back. Hopefully Aisha will be back in the next few weeks. But Lara's only a minor, but she's flying it, playing great football, so well worthy of her place.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, Michael, the best of luck for today.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks a million.
Cheers, guys.
A lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
So we'll bring you through today's teams for today for this winner bus game for the visitors Westmeath. We will start with our home side today, Longford, and they have one change to their starting 15. So in goals of Verhain is Rianne McGrath. Full back line, though Shauna McCormack is out injured, she will be a big loss. She's replaced by Verfiha 3 Rachel Fallon. Captain of Fernia, Iver 3 Leanne Keegan from the St. Bridget's Club, August Iver Cahir Emma Doris from Killow. The half-back line, Iver Cooey, Cueva McCormack, Iver Shea, Emer O'Brien, August Iver Shocked, Maria Kelleher. Ilorna Porca, Iver Hucht, Fumni Talaba from Mostram, August Iver Ní Gray Shannon from the All-Ireland Intermediate Champions Longford Slashers. The half-forward line, Hannah Glennon from Clongish, is partnered by Aisling Cosgrove from Longford Slashers and Katie Crawford from Carrick Edmond. And the full forward line, Iver 3 Jake, Kate Shannon from Longford Slashers, Iver Car Jake, Ella O'Reilly from Mullinyachta, August Iver Cooey Jake, Ida El Sheehy also from Mullinyachta. To Westmeath and the visitors, they have a couple of changes, and we'll give you the team as myself and Sarah think they will line out here today. In goals, Iver Hain, Laura McCormack from the Mullingar Shamrock side. Iver Doe, Mary Dunn is Oslar and is replaced by Lara McCartan. Iver Shockjig. Full back, Lucy Power from Nadunta, Iver 3, and Laura Kiernan, Iver Cahir instead of Melik Fagan, who is out injured as well. The half-back line then, expect Rachel Dillon to be around Iver Cooig, Tracy Dillon, Iver Shea, August Iver Shot, Chloe Kelly from Churles Pass. Lorna Porca, fairly settled midfield here, of Vicky Carr from St. Lomans, August Iver Nee, Ashley Rowan from Lochna Valley. Half-forward line, Anna Jones, Ciara Blundell from St. Lomans, August Johanna Marr from Churles Pass. And full forward line, Kelly Boyce Jordan, Sarah Dillon, Iver Nijeg, and Aoife Connolly from Gary Castle, Iver Cuijeg. Our bonus story here today, as we mentioned before, and Alan Mullen, a Rosemount man from Westmeath, in charge of Longford, and Michael Finnern from Roscommon in charge of Westmeath. And our rate show here today is Aaron Clogher from Roscommon. So as I said, a win or a bust for Westmeath today. Sarah, what do you expect to happen in the next 60 minutes or so?
Yeah, absolutely. It's do or die, I think, today for Westmeath. I think they would have learned a lot from last weekend's game against Antrim. Very good Antrim side they came up against. But, they would have been disappointed still that they didn't get the win that day. So, today is really do or die for them. Couple of changes, as you said. I think, mixing up the positions. Not many people, have changed. Just two that weren't starting the last day are starting today, Lara and Sarah Dillon, but the positional changes I think will really make a difference. Good to see Rachel Dillon there back in the half back line, especially. I personally think that's her best position, and she really brings an extra dimension to the attack as well for Westmeath, which they'll need today, and I suspect Johanna, I don't think she's going to start corner forward. I think I expect to see her around the middle of the field. So yeah, strong team today for Westmeath.
And so we'll have a run of Ian before throw in here. Yes, a couple of moments here away from throwing, as I said, in this winner bust for Westmeath in the TG4 Intermediate Championship, having suffered defeat to Antrim last week. And Orla Prenter inspired Antrim side, who perhaps will be a dark horse in this Intermediate Championship, having won the Junior and Division 4 and Ulster in the past 12 months. We have a team here, the home side, who won the Mary Quinn Cup back in 1996, and Westmeath 3 times winners, including that famous day in 2011 when, Sarah, I think you were the one who kicked the equaliser that day, was that right?
I did, yeah, I kicked the equaliser, yeah. So thankfully we got the win that day. It was obviously a replay, so it was kind of started this journey, I suppose, that day back in 2011. It was a great day for the team then, and there's still a few going strong. Johanna, as we said mentioned earlier, and I know Kelly Boystoyne and Keir Blundell, a few of them, Karen Hegarty, they were all around on the scene at the time as well, so it's great to see some of them still here and flying the flag.
I suppose a shout out to my former co-commentator Joanna, who's out on the pitch now, decided that retirement wasn't for her, decided the marriage was for her, but she wanted to stay playing, and she's come back on the pitch, so she's easily spottable out there in the short sleeves, or the no sleeves I should say, out there. But we're just about to get going here now in this one, and expect a fierce battle, particularly around the middle of the pitch, as Aaron Clogher gets things up and running here. And early throw up there, start off, and it's Vicky Carroll gets the first one, and Joanna, as we kind of guessed, is out around the half forward line for Westmeath, and the early ball inside now to Dillon, who will have 19 on her back. So numbers not essentially as they are in the programme, but we'll be able to fill in as we go along. And for Longford, as I said, Shauna McCormick, a cornerback, is the one who is out and will be a huge loss. She was on the bench for a lot of the league, but is a big player. And Westmeath going in the attack early on. A ball flicked over the head, and there's a chance there's 2 or 3 players on the inside, and in the end they opt to go for the shot, and it's gone to the right and wide. I think there was Rachel over the far side, was it?
Yeah, Rachel Dillon there, and that's exactly what I was talking about before the game. You know, she really attacks well from the half back line, and just a perfect example of what she can do.
And a push in the back there, and that will be a free out for Longford here. Katie Crawford, one of the few from the 2022 panel who was left on the team at the moment. This Longford side, huge amount of underage players on the team from the minor, and a lot of them, as Alan Mullen said in the pre-match interview, getting their bit of experience in this campaign. So it is that way for Longford at the moment. This is very much a project going forward, and at the moment here now they are going forward themselves, and it's Ella O'Reilly, another one who has come through from minor from the Mullinocta side. I was here for Mullinocta taking on Mostram in the men's club final last year, the year before. My cousin was playing here for Mostram. Mullinocta, one of the very strong sides in club football, and that is taken in by Kelly Boyce Jordan back there in her first touch at senior football level in the intermediate for Lara McCartan. Great to see her coming through, one of the 4 new minors on the team that were brought forward, and that's long from Joanna Marr, but it's well taken in back there by, it was Leanne, yeah, it looks like Leanne Keegan, alright, yeah, and a collision there around the middle. I think that's going to be a free, harsh one perhaps, but Westmeath away with it now. And it's still on the inside, and a chance here for Connolly. Back to Dillon again. That looks like the opening score, and it is a lovely settling score there for Westmeath coming from Sarah Dillon, and that's exactly what Westmeath will be looking for from her today and from the rest. And good setup by Aoife Connolly as well, and Westmeath off the mark, Sarah.
Yeah, great score there by Sarah Dillon, you know, doing what she does best. And what's great to see is a quick early ball into them. They're very dangerous inside there, Aoife Connolly and Sarah Dillon, you know, 2 very dangerous pull forward, so it's great they're on the ball again here. And
Westmeath just bursting forward here, another chance again, and it's Sarah looking for the lob, and she has lobbed it over, and it's 2 points in the space of about 60 seconds for Sarah. That was a good quick free from Chloe Kelly, I think it was, yep. Yeah. Good quick free from Chloe to set it all up. Expect Chloe to be heavily involved in the attack in here today. She's already standing the 45 here for the kick out as Longford decide to go short, and it's Crawford, and she's under huge pressure there. Vicky Carr, an absolute engine of the team, and she's doing well here, but she's taken 1 touch too many out of it. Her free says play away, and a chance now for Longford to get themselves out. Falling now up to O'Reilly, who has the advantage, and she's been chased back there by Rachel, and it's into the middle now. Grace Shannon, 2-goal hero in the All-Ireland, of course, one of Slasher's stronger players, and she decides to go all the way back here to Longford, bring players forward. It's Caoimhe McCormack. DCU star was on the O'Connor Cup panel in was it 22, or no, it was this year actually, 2023. First we see now in the Longford shirt of Fumni Talaba, her and her sister Yemi, both absolute flyers in the 100 metres in athletics. Expect her sister to potentially be running the Olympics someday. She is that strong. A long ball in now. A chance here for O'Reilly to try and do something. Ella has managed to skip through. It's good defending though by Westmeath, but there is runners on the inside if they can't spot it, but it's a great touch back there, and it'll be a chance now for Chloe Kelly to get things going here, and McCartan going through the hands here. They have Blundell, they have Anna Jones, and it's been tracked here by Emma Doris, one of the other 2022 players left on the team, and she's been given the unenviable task of trying to look after Anna Jones for the day, who no doubt will put her head down and try and go for goal as much as she can. But it's Crawford back there now once again. Longford just trying to work through the hands here as much as they can. It is a roasting hot day here, we should mention. There is thunderstorms predicted for this. Michael Finner will be hoping the only thunder will be coming from the Westmeath side. And that ball, that's well taken in by Vicky Carr. Back to Kelly, and first touch back there for Lucy Power. Fairly settled start here from Westmeath, Sarah, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's quite obvious just from the start there that Kelly Boyce Jordan is playing as a kind of a sweeper position. You know, herself and Lara are swapping there, either marking or covering the space, and we saw it's very hard for Longford to let an early ball in because of the Westmeath jerseys that are in there, which is great. But what's also good is that they're continuing out when they do win possession back. They are all coming together from the back line, and it's great to see. So they've set up nicely there in defence since the beginning of the game.
You can see here that Funmi Talaba has been put back into the defensive slot there, and even though that ball was going out over the sideline, herself and Sarah Dillon were in a foot race, and Funmi overtook her despite having about a 10-yard deficit to make up. So you can see the incredible pace that she offers, and certainly a star of the future for Longford going forward. As Alan Mullen said beforehand, this is a working project, just trying to get players to come through and give them game time. As you see, about 3/4 of this panel coming from the minor age group. That's good play though. That's Hannah Glennon, one of the minor vice captain. I think it was 2020. She's been around for a couple of years here. A chance now for Shannon to try and get through. Can she get the opening score? A great hand in by Lucy Power back there. Shannon manages to pick up possession again. That hand pass to kind of nobody really. Tussle for the ball, and that's a foot in there. Foot in on Dylan, and that will be a free out. And she's taken it quickly here too. Kelly Boyce Jordan, who, as we said, named potentially at 15, but she is no more playing at 15 now. But here's someone who will expect to be in the forward line a little bit. It's Joanna Marr playing it long up to Blundell. First time now for Blundell to get a run at it here. Out to Connolly back outside, and a chance here for Westmeath going forward. It's Kieran back to Dylan. Low hand pass inside again, and a couple of low hand passes there. Dylan trying to soccer style that one. Incredibly, that ball's going to stay in play here, but you can see there's the pace again of Talaba in the middle. And the Edgerstown star manages to knock that one out over the end line. I think Westmeath's there look like they're trying to get a couple of killer goals here early on by the looks of it.
Yeah, and they're giving that, anytime they can, they're giving that quick ball in, straight direct football, which is great to see. So they're rebuilding here from the half back line. Chloe Kelly on the ball. A great pace.
And Kelly now on the inside. A chance for Dylan to knock over her turn, but that one looks like it's gone to the left and wide. So another wide for Westmeath. It's been, all the shots have come with the one end so far. Lauren McCormick yet to get a touch of the ball down the far side, but good defender back there a couple of minutes ago by Lucy Power, Lauren McCartan, Kelly Boyce Jordan, and the kick out is taken long, but it's only gone into the hands of Kelly out there. And Ciara Blundell now is free, and that is huge cries go up from the Westmeath bench there, and nasty collision. Not sure now how much was in it. It was kind of following the ball going forward there. There is a replay there actually. We might just have a quick look at it.
And I suppose we see this quite often, this kind of a collision. It's the person in motion and the other person stands still. So it tends to be the person in motion that gets the free and gets the benefit of the doubt from the referee. I know there was plenty of those examples in the games yesterday when we were watching them. So it's that kind of charging foul on the ball. It's a difficult one for the person who's standing because they can't, they have to either move out of the way or make an attempt to play the ball. So I don't think there was anything malicious in it there.
Yeah.
It's just a collision.
No, looking at the replay there, I think Birdie's going to be alright after that. It looked fairly innocuous, to be fair. I think kind of crossing paths more than anything here, but you get to see one of the great sights in ladies Gaelic football here now at the moment. Aoife Connolly kicking the ball off the ground. It is an absolute sight to behold. I was there in Louth, I think it was, when she kicked her first ever, in the first ever Leinster 45 to be kicked, and she nearly kicked a second, and about an inch more she would have kicked a third nearly as well. So here she's off the ground now from between the 21 and the 45, closer to the 45, and it's Connolly off the left. She hasn't caught that one well at all. Commentator's curse will call that one. I won't talk about her ever again if she's taken one. And a chance now for Longford to break out, and a couple of tackles coming in, and I think Joanna there was slightly high with that one, and Longford now will get a chance to relieve a little bit of pressure. It's been one-way traffic though at the moment, Sarah, in terms of attacking.
Yeah, it is, and do you know what? I'm glad to see Westmeath put more pressure on the Longford backs coming out. I think last week maybe they let Antrim come out of their defence a bit too easily, so it's good to see them putting pressure on the ball early. And again here, that came from pressure by Westmeath players over-carrying the ball.
So Longford been penalised for over-carrying here, and it's Chloe Kelly. She has Dylan up the line and looks for Dylan, and Dylan manages just to get the better of the Longford defence back there, and she's looking for her third, and it is over the bar, and Katie Crawford unfortunately was the one who slipped over there and just allowed Dylan in, and Dylan has knocked over her third of the day, and Westmeath now lead by 3. So 3 points to no score here inside the opening 10 minutes or so. That was a slip from the Longford number 12 there, and that was Katie Crawford, and that one just allowing Dylan to curl that one off the right. And 3 fairly identical scores, 3 chips over the bar as that shot comes in from Ciara Blundell, and that one's gone to the left and wide. So shots galore for Westmeath at the moment.
Yeah, they've three scores from 6 attempts, 3 wides and 3 scores. But another win there from the kick out from Westmeath. Longford they've had 6 kickouts, and Westmeath have won 3 out of the 6. So great pressure on the kick out as well, which is good to see this week. And
huge pressure coming in from the Westmeath backs. I think that would be a free there. Looks like Leanne Keegan won the free there. She has Shannon on the move here. Huge catch there from Grace Shannon around the middle. And the slasher star now going to go on the burst. She made her debut a few years ago against Down back in 2019. She lays it off to O'Reilly now, and O'Reilly has movement on the outside here. That's the first touch really for Maria Kelleher. Kelleher back to O'Reilly. Is there a chance here for Longford? I think that one is two Longford players trip over each other. Referee says play away, nothing in it. It's Kelleher once again. Back to O'Reilly. Back to Cosy Cosgrove. Out there and back to Shannon. That one's a 50-50 ball, and Shannon's got the better of Ruan in that one. She's a chance for the opening score for Longford, and it looks like it's pretty good, and it's over the bar. So Longford finally getting off the mark. It's Grace Shannon. Score from that one from midfield. Huge amount of tussles there. And the referee said play away at the end of it all. And in the end, it's a score for Longford. Their first of the day as the kick out is knocked down by Vicky, but is taken in by Fallon. And a chance now for Longford to knock another one in here, and it's Cosgrove again. And this time she looks for O'Reilly's a foot race on here between herself and Lucy Power, and it's the Downs woman who wins it. That Dermot here, just down from us, will be delighted with that one, but it's a slip from McCartan, and it's a chance now for Longford, and it's a second shot off the left foot, this time from Kate Shannon, and that one is over the bar as well. So the two Shannons from Longford Slashers get themselves on the score sheet. That one off the left foot after an error there from Lara McCartan, but of course it's early days for Lara in her Westmeath career, of course, sister of Lucy, and you would know Lucy fairly well, Sarah, I'm sure, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and I suppose it's probably disappointing for Lucy today not being on the pitch beside her sister getting her start, but I'm sure she'll be back. She's probably doing everything she can to get back onto the pitch, but great to see younger players getting their start. Unfortunate there for Lara, the ball was probably passed a little bit too low for her and got turned over, but no, it's great to see her starting and great to see new players coming through all the time.
Chance now for Blundell. She's taking the ball off Vicky Carr. She's going to try and go off the left. She does, and that's a lovely score from Ciara Blundell off the left. That was great play by Vicky Carr, was originally to set it all up, and Ciara knocks it over the bar to make it 4 points to 2. So that little patch there that Longford had from the two Shannons, Grace and Kate, just been cancelled out slightly by Ciara Blundell there off the left. And we've a good game on here now at the moment, certainly fairly nip and tuck. A lot of people have predicted Westmeath to come through this one fairly comfortably, but Longford certainly putting it up to them at the moment. And the Westmeath team maybe just down a little bit after defeat to Antrim last week and defeat to Wexford in that Leinster semi-final. The Ashley Murphy goals out in Kinnegad that night were killer blows to them. But this will be where they're trying to pick their season back up again. And O'Reilly now has Talaba making the run over the far side, but she opts to go over to the short side here. And Talaba's completely free in the middle. And that ball was just too long, and it's well taken in by Kelly Boyce-Jordan. A better pass there to Talaba, and Longford might have found something different, and Vicky Carr maybe slightly blindsided there. Plays that one back to Longford. O'Reilly, who's been heavily on the ball here, but that looks like it'll be Lucy Power back there. And just to lay the ball off from Westmeath, now just getting themselves out of trouble here. Kieran out to Dylan, looking for a little bit of support, finds it in Kelly Boyce-Jordan. And it's Westmeath now who will try and run things out, and it's Chloe Kelly. Absolutely ridiculous speed that she possesses. And Anna Jones might be on the halfway line, but you could bet that if she was given the chance, she'd go for goal here. She plays the ball inside to Joanna, and Anna's made the run off again. So has Dylan. That's a lovely dummy from Dylan. And is the ball going to go over? No, it's gone to the left hand wide. A chance for Dylan. And wide for her, and she'll be disappointed with that one, having kicked the first three, I think.
Yeah, I think she will, and she probably had more time than she realised. She probably could have kept going there, but she's very, very dangerous inside there. She definitely has the upper hand at the minute in that corner.
So kick out now is taken in by Joanna Marr, and it's into Dylan again. Is she going to have another pop? She is, and that one looks a little bit better, and it's hit off the crossbar, and it's popped over the bar. Lovely score there from Sarah Dillon once again, her fourth, and she is really causing the danger here. So that one via the crossbar, and a good assist by Joanna. Well, Joanna Marr, keep calling her Joanna Marr. She is Joanna Quinn now, of course, as I should say. Darren is listening in. Apologies there for that one. Good assist though, and Rachel, or Sarah I should say, will be happy enough to get her fourth as Leanne Keegan now tries to take Longford back out once again here. And a hand pass inside Quiva McCormack, captain of the under-18B team in 2022 for Longford, and she's got her advantage and is happy to take the 1-2 off Maria Kelleher. A rugby star as well for Longford, and I think Maria Kelleher has been recently called up to Connacht. I could be wrong. If she hasn't, maybe Connacht might think about calling her up now, since I've mentioned it. Inside now to O'Reilly, back to Kelleher again. And that's good defending over there from Laura Kiernan. She did well last week against Antrim as well, to be fair, and it's into Kelleher. Longford just getting a couple of hand passes away here. Westmeath will be a little bit disappointed they're not a little bit tighter. Good defensive setup, and forcing Longford back out. Gray Shannon here now. Ben Haslin, Harry Boy, Ruan. And Westmeath are just managing to force them back out a little bit here, and it's out to Kate Shannon. Is there a shooting opportunity going to come? We've had Roscommon tiki-taka football here from Longford in the past few minutes. It's in for Fallon. That ball's deflected. Still possession for Longford, and that ball driven in long, but it looks like it'll be Westmeath back there, and it is. It's taken, I think, by Lucy Power. Huge possession there, Sarah, from Longford for a good 60 seconds or more there.
Yeah, and I suppose it's going to be crucial for them today to be patient, because of the Westmeath defence, the way they've set up. They're going to need to be patient on the ball if they are to get the scores. And I suppose we should mention that Longford do have the wind here in the first half. You know, Westmeath are playing against quite a strong breeze. So, you know, Longford probably can shoot from that little bit further out if they get into the positions that are, you know, allow them to do that.
Good defending back there by Leanne Keegan, who stuck touch tight there to Anna Jones, which isn't an easy thing to do for anyone who's ever marked Anna Jones, goal scorer extraordinaire. She did get injured a couple of games ago as well, and had to come off against Wexford. And that was a crucial point in the game. That's a brilliant ball from Fumley Talaba across to McCormack over the far side, and it's Keller now. Should give a shout out to Maria Keller, who got married a couple of weeks ago as well, so congratulations to her. She's back on the pitch again. And chance here now for Shannon, Kate Shannon with the shot, and that one is to the left and wide, so another wide for Longford here. Maybe put under a little bit of pressure by the Westmeath defence there and just forcing her into the shot. Westmeath's defensive setup pretty similar, I think, to what we've seen over the last number of games. As that ball comes out now to Dylan, and Dylan will go inside to Vicky Carr, and Vicky lays it off here to Chloe Kelly, the Charles Pass star. Is it Chloe who got engaged recently?
She did indeed, yeah.
Now to Joanna. Joanna drills it in long, and that's a 50-50 ball. Leanne Keegan again, is it back there? It is Leanne Keegan. She's done exceptionally well so far. And great defending by the Longford full-back from the St. Bridget's Club. Another rugby star on the team with Longford and with Leinster as well. And she did well there to get in front of Anna Jones for that long ball. You can see the intent though from Westmeath. They're looking for that killer goal just to try and settle things down here early on, leading by 5 points to 2 of course, but looking for something in the terms of a goal or a green flag. There's a chance now for Gray Shannon around the middle. Grace as a runner. Westmeath just turned their backs for a split second. Arshin Cosgrove going in with the boot, and she'll be penalised for that one. Bit of a blinding sun here as well for going into the faces of Westmeath, which probably isn't helping much either. It's that quick ball again, and it's Mara into Dillon. We've seen that combination a couple of times, and Longford under severe pressure out there. In fact, they've changed marker out there. It's Hannah Glennon who's now been put on to Sarah Dillon and forced the shot, and that is to the left and wide for Westmeath. So another wide for the maroon side, and it's hard to know how Michael Finneran will feel early on here. Sarah will be pleased enough, or looking for a bit more?
Yeah, look, I'd say he'd be pleased enough, but again, what do we have 5 wides now by Westmeath. I just don't think like they know or they realise that they've more time really on the ball than, you know, Sarah probably could have, again, like I said the last time, she probably could have kept going and, you know, really ensured the score, but they're defending really well, really not giving Longford much of a chance inside. You know, there's not really anybody inside the Westmeath 14-yard line there for Longford. They're kind of, you know, trying to work the ball in together, but they're defending really well, and we see that again from Lucy Power, you know, sitting back and coming out with the ball, reading it very well. So yeah, he'd be happy, I'd say, but I probably want a few more scores on the board.
And I think Alan Mullen will be happy enough as well from a Longford perspective, only been 3 points behind at this early stage and having chance as well. And you can see the massive battle here going on between Talaba and Marna. That was a pretty high tackle. I think she will probably get ticked into the book there for that one. And a chance now for Westmeath looking to tag on another score. And it's Dylan once again, and this time instead of taking the shot, she goes across field, and it's across to Vicky Carr. Is that one going to hang in the air? Where's it going to drop? And it's dropped down over the bar. Lovely score for Vicky Carr. She got one last week as well and she really is the engine of this team around the middle. So just over 20 minutes or so gone. That was a high hanging point, I suppose, from Vicky there, but she'll be happy enough to get that one after getting herself in the score sheet last week as well.
Yeah, great score there by Vicky, and like she loves to do that, hang around the top of the D and, you know, take her scores from there. So hope to see more of that from her today.
And here's the incredible athletic pace from Grace Shannon, and part of the reason why her club Longford Slashers became the first Longford club in any code, men or women, to win a club game in Croke Park when they won the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship last year against, I'm trying to remember, Mullinahone possibly, I think it was. I covered most of their games right up until the final. Chloe Kelly now laying it off and slightly high, but Blundell does well to take it in, and she's just evaded Emer O'Brien, another one of the Slasher stars. 5 of them on the panel here, probably will be a few more I'm sure in future, and that ball laid off there. It's brilliant again from Leanne Keegan. She's becoming, she always has been a tough one to bypass, but she's particularly tricky today to get past. That's Blundell and Jones, who both found her hard to get past, so I have to give credit to Leanne Keegan here at the moment. But 6 points to 2 in favour of Westmeath, 22 and a bit minutes gone here, and they decide to go all the way back to Talaba. Talaba now, kind of first we've seen here really of Emma Doris, the close start. Emma Hogue team, of course, making strides in the Longford Championship, the men and the women's level. And it's McCormick now lays it off. Fallon, the replacement, of course, for Shona McCormick. As I said, a big loss in this Longford team, but to be fair to Fallon, she's done well so far. Back again now to McCormick. Longford bursting forward here in numbers. They're certainly not afraid. And, well, Aaron Clark's given that one in favour of Longford. On another day, I think that would have gone in favour of Westmeath. This charging rule is causing huge difficulties for referees and managers and players alike. Was the charging rule always around 2011?
I suppose it's the consistency of it that's causing problems. You know, on one day the free will go one way, and the other day it'll go the other way. And I think that's what's the most frustrating thing for players and managers alike. It's the consistency of it. Like the rule is, if you charge into a person, especially if you turn your shoulder, then the free will go against you. You know, so that time there it was an iffy one. I'm not sure which way it should have gone. You know.
And that's a huge kick there from Kate Shannon. It is, yeah. That's a brilliant score from Kate Shannon. It was off her left. She was a long way out. She was between the 21 and the 45. And she kicked that one, pings it over the bar. And Longford now up to 3. 6 points to 3, of course. As Sarah mentioned, they have the advantage of what is actually quite a strong breeze. There is thunder and lightning forecast here for Longford, but hopefully we won't see what we saw last night, which was biblical at times, is the only way to describe it. So as Westmeath burst forward here again, and it's Jones who comes all the way back out, and she's managed this time to evade her marker and has a little bit of support at their referee deeming it's a throw ball. Well, Westmeath look a little bit shell-shocked by that one, but Aaron Clara deems that one is thrown. They'll get the ball back from the sideline. What do you make of that one, Sarah?
I suppose the referee was closer to it than I am, so I'm not sure can I comment. Look, if it was a throw, I'm sure he made the right decision, but I'd say Anna would be a bit frustrated with that, but we're on the attack again, and hopefully we'll rectify it.
Chance now for Kieran, lays it off into Connolly. She's got a wonderful left foot, opposite play it short, and there's a chance here for a goal if Dylan can get there, and she's put it wide, and it's gone high and wide. It just missed the top corner by inches. But it goes down as another wide for Westmeath. Well, that was a huge goal scoring opportunity. Absolutely, and Sarah Dillon off the right. Now, to give credit to Rianne McGrath, she was the Golden Glove winner in 2021, and she showed all her goalkeeping skills there. Her hero is Casper Schmeichel, and to be fair, she came out, made herself as big as she could, put Dillon under pressure, and that one has gone to the right and wide. Well, that was the chance I think that Michael Finneran was looking for to get the green flag on the board, but it's gone to the right and wide.
Yeah, and it was lovely team play there. You know, it went from Aoife to Anna and then quickly across to Sarah. And it was a great chance. Unfortunately, just to the right and wide. But I think Longford are under a little bit of pressure now in the backs from Westmeath, and there's not long left here in the first half. So they'll be doing well if they keep a goal out, you know, before half time. Westmeath are definitely trying to get one before the break. But they're just taking a little bit of break now, which I'm sure they're happy with, because the heat here today, it is quite hot, and it's definitely difficult on the players out on the pitch.
Early assessment of Lara, I suppose, in her first game for Westmeath.
Yeah, really good. Like she read one ball there, came out with it really well. One little mistake, but I suppose the ball was passed into her low. But she's shown great confidence there. She's doing an awful lot of running off the ball, which I suppose we can't be seen on screen. But she seems very confident. I know she's marking Kate Shannon, who has 2 scores, but they're kind of working more as a unit at the back than anything else. So it wouldn't be just down to her. But no, great start from her.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into Kate's scores because, to be fair, the entire intermediate club championship last year couldn't mark Kate Shannon, so it's no slight on Lara at the moment. She's doing very well back there, so a chance here now for Westmeath as they burst forward once again. A definite tug of the arm there on Rachel Dillon, and Rachel eventually falls backwards to the ground. She was fouled there by Ella O'Reilly, who came back and did the tackling and put a stop to it. Westmeath leading by 6 points to 3 here as we tick towards the half-time break. It has been a good game of football, even if the scoreline does suggest it's been low scoring, but it has been good. And Longford, to be fair, people wrote them off well before this one, but Westmeath have had to be at their best to try and break them down. Here is Connolly now going to try and go from the hands, and it's slightly more central to where her first effort was off the ground, and she takes a couple of extra steps there just to make sure she gets it, and that will be over the bar, and Westmeath will now be up to 7 points. So Aoife Connolly there with the free, a couple of extra steps, and she pings it over the bar as Rhiannon McGrath gets things up and running again here with the kick out. And Longford doing well just to keep the ball in play here. They have a good lot of runners. I think the defence have been given a bit of freedom here to go forward, and it's Doris now from Killow. Has Grace Shannon her outside. Vicky Carr does well to track all the way back, and that layoff to Grace Shannon is not great, and it's Ashley Rowan who does really well to get there. And Tracy Dillon now just been chased, but has Chloe Kelly. Chloe just did not stop running in any match I've ever seen. She just seems to always be able to run even in injury time at the end, and you get tired looking at her sometimes. It's a great turnover from Fallon. She's been exceptional, to be fair to her. A chance now for Doris, the cornerback for Longford. She has Cosgrove tightly marked on one side, but she has O'Reilly who tries to spin away from Vicky Carr. That won't be easily done. Cosy now lays it off. She has support across the pitch if she tries to go for it. She doesn't have a whole lot ahead of her. She has 6 or 7 Westmeath players back there, and she decides to go all the way back here. You see Rachel Dillon, Sarah doing a bit of a sweeper job back there as we predicted.
Yeah, see, that's it. Rachel and Kelly are kind of rotating the role. Kelly's sitting in now, and it's kind of making it hard for Longford to kick in that long ball. Great score there. Just as
we say that, yeah, another one from Kate Shannon. Super score off the left, and despite all of the efforts from Westmeath there, it was a great dummy as well that she threw just to leave Dillon in her wake, and that brings it now to 7 points to 4. So there is a kick of a ball between the teams here, and even though Westmeath are in the lead, I think they will look for a little bit more coming into the second half. They'll be asked to push on, of course, and the win might be a bit of a factor as well, as Vicky Carr now goes back. Westmeath looking for the long ball in, but that one is sliced off the boot, and it'll be a Longford ball just flicked on the ground there. Well done by Doris, and lays it out to Talaba now. As I said, Fumi Talaba is an athletics runner, and her sister Yemi is one to keep an eye out for. Yemi is a potential Olympian in the future going forward at the in the track. Ball inside now to Dillon, and back to Carr once again. And you can see the pace and the power that she runs with. She is impossible to keep up with. Laid all the way across here now. It's Longford are doing the same kind of tactic as Westmeath, funneling a huge amount of players back here, but the ball split out to Blundella. She's gained a yard for herself, and Talaba and 2 of the Longford players clash into each other, and a chance here for Connolly, and there's the goal. Well, it's the goal that Westmeath were looking for, and it's come just before the half-time break, and it's Aoife Connolly who gets the goal. It was very unlucky from Talaba to clash into one of her own players when she was back there defending, but that's the killer moments there that I think Westmeath were looking for.
Yeah, that's it, and it's been coming. I think Longford have been under pressure, and what a finish from Aoife Connolly. She's from my own club, and look at when she gets those chances, we all know it's rare that she misses them, so it was a great finish, and I think Westmeath needed it because they are on top here, so the scoreboard wasn't really reflecting that, and I think now it looks a little bit healthier, and great team play again, a couple of passes and over the top. in T for Conley and a great finish. So they're on the attack again now here, and I think the players are starting to tire a little bit as well in that heat, so they'll be looking forward to the break as well. Yeah,
it is fairly cruel heat here, as one player probably won't ever tire is Vicky Carr. She lays it all the way back here. Back to Dylan looking across the pitch here now, and Joanna is going to have to make up the ground here. It is Joanna. It's going to have to make the ground up and lays it off to Dylan here. Dylan eyes the target, it's Anna Jones who's eyeing the target this time, but that one she just cut across with the outside of the foot and it's gone to the right and wide. So another wide here for Westmeath as we tick towards the break. 4 points for the home side, Longford 1-7 to Westmeath, as Aaron Clogher takes a look at the watch. As Sarah said, this heat is cruel. We're up here in the shadow, it's not too bad. Can only imagine what it's like down the pitch. As Longford now just trying to get themselves out here with O'Reilly. And Emer O'Brien looking for the long ball. I haven't seen too much from Longford. Will it pay off here? Brilliant play by Lara McCartan. Real McCartan determination there. Anyone who's followed the GA for a long time would know Lucy, Sam, and I don't know how many McCartans there is to lose track of at this stage, but there's a load in there anyway, and they're all great soccer players. Lucy, of course, a soccer star in the Women's National League as well. That's a great catch back there from Emer O'Brien. And be a chance now for Longford to get themselves out once again. Even in the shadow, the sun is still blinding me somehow, but that ball's going to fall through to Kelly Boyce Jordan as Aaron Clogher calls for half time here. And the crowd appreciative of what they've seen on both sides here. Longford with 4 scores. Kate Shannon has been the danger star up in the corner forward. She has kicked a couple of beauties off the left. And of course Grace in the middle doing a lot of the engine work around the middle, alongside Fumni Talava from Ostrom, who has had a very good half as well. For Westmeath, Michael Finner will be fairly pleased with what he's seen. That goal from Aoife Connolly on the break, a huge moment for them, and just sort of takes them out far enough at the moment. But first half thoughts there, Michael will be happy enough, I think, of what he's seen.
Yeah, I think so, especially after that strong finish there with the goal. At the before that it was 7 points to 4, only 3 in it, but now it looks a bit better, 1-7 to 4, and I suppose that reflects the first half accurately. Westmeath are definitely on top here. While there is some good play from Longford, especially from Leanne Keegan there in the backs there. She's come out with a good few balls from in the full back position. But great display of football from either side. So I suppose a few mistakes crept in there near the end, but that's obviously down to the heat and tiredness. So you can't blame the players for that. But good first half for Westmeath, and I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. They will have whatever wind is there in the second half, and I think some of those shots that were missed in the first half, we have 7 wides at this stage. I think it'll help. The wind will definitely help them in the second half. So Michael Finner, I think he'll be happy at half time, but he will be asking for a little bit more in the second half, asking them to kick on a bit and to really put a stamp on the game.
So anyone who wrote off this slightly experienced Longford side, maybe a little bit premature, but Westmeath with that goal from Aoife Connolly right on half time, 1-7 to 4 points to lead here. We'll be back with the second half. Myself and Sarah will in a couple of minutes time.
That can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long way over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
So we're just getting ready here for the second half in this TG4 Intermediate Football Championship Group 4 Round 2 game. Longford have been out sitting in the scorching heat for a good 5 minutes. Westmeath, cleverly perhaps, only coming out just before the ball is about to be thrown in. On the Longford side, not spotting any changes immediately. On the Westmeath side, just trying to have a look here. Vicky might be able to tell us if there is any changes. No, none at all. Great job. So no changes on the Westmeath side anyway. And looking like there's none on the Longford side as Chloe Kelly and Kelly Boyce Jordan just come out. A couple of players swapping into the sleeveless tops because the heat just seems to be getting worse and worse here.
I think we're still waiting on one player.
Oh, there we are.
We go. Johanna is out, fixing the hair. It's important too.
Yeah, didn't take her that long to get up to the commentary box though, and she was commentating a few times, but we'll give her the benefit this time. So no changes, it looks like, on either side. Just coming up to 10-3 here. As Aaron Clark gets things underway again, the Roscommon referee. And what sort of second half will we have here? As I said, in this do or die game for Westmeath, they have to win. They're 6 points ahead, but in reality there are 2 kicks of a ball between them. And Longford now will be looking for something in the second half just to even boost them going into the long term. And that's good play already, and it's a chance here for Hannah Glennon, and she finds herself through the Westmeath defence, and that could have been more for Longford. She just overcarried though. The vital second. Credit to the Westmeath defence there, to Lara, who just managed to put her under enough pressure as Westmeath now get out from the back, and it's Dylan out as far as Vicky Carr on the middle, and there's a double runner here. Anna puts in the shout for the ball. It's good tracking by Leanne Keegan, but Anna manages to get the ball and looks for Connolly. Connolly will try to get onto that left foot if she can, but she has a runner on the outside, and it's Ciara Blundell's a chance here for a goal of Westmeath. Try and get something here, and no, it's punched over Rianne McGrath's head, but it was well blocked on the line there from Longford. Not sure exactly what Ciara was trying to do there. Sarah, did you see it? Or?
No, I think maybe she might have thought she had a runner on the inside, but just there wasn't anybody there for her. Well closed down though by the defence there as well, and Longford are on the attack now. Quite a quick pace here to the start of the second half, up and down the pitch.
So as I said, yeah, a lively start here both ends of the second half. There was a half a chance for Hannah Glennon, it was, for a score. She overcarried, and then up the other end it was up to Ciara. It's Fumni Talaba now going forward, and she's managed to burst her way through. And she has got the advantage of a free. Well, that was good running there from Fumni Talaba, the Edgerstown star, showing all the athleticism that she has.
Yeah, great direct running there, you know, and I suppose the two Westmeath girls, it took 2 Westmeath girls to stop her, and a foul at that, but yeah, huge pace there, and I suppose if she keeps that up, that could damage the Westmeath defence. You know, if she runs in straight lines, they'll either have to foul or, you know, she'll get past them, so she is quite an exciting player when she's on the ball.
Chance here for the free then from not too far out for Kate Shannon, and she knocks that one over, and that's a good score for Longford. So they get the opening score of the half about 2 minutes or so in, and it's Kate Shannon with the free from around about 30 yards or so out, and that makes it 1-7 to 5 points now. And a tug of the arm there by Joanna, his team by the referee, and Fumni now manages to win her free, and that's a good ball inside, and it was into O'Reilly, and O'Reilly lays it off to Cosy now, and it's got its way back to O'Reilly. It's good hand passing there from Longford, and Kelleher has made the run on the inside. There is support on the outside from Idel Sheehy from Mullinachta, but that shot has come in, and that's over the bar. I think it's Grace Shannon again, is it?
No, I think it was 15 there that time.
Oh, it was Sheehy. Yeah, okay, Idel Sheehy.
Great finish from Idel there, you know, a really, really good score, and we're going short here with the kick out, so the girls will want to be careful with that, but brilliant score there by Idel. You know, she saw the opportunity and she took it, and a great finish.
There's 2 points now for Longford in this opening half inside the opening couple of minutes, and that was a super score from Idel Sheehy, as I said, one of the new stars of the team from Mullinachta. As Anna Jones now goes forward, she hasn't had it all her own way up there, and that's great defending back there from Longford, and a chance now for them to try and break out. I think it was Hannah Glennon, it was, yeah, one of the younger stars of the team as well, and that's going to be free for Longford. It was Maria Keller who was fouled back there, and there's runners over the far side. Grace has runners. She has a lovely kicking style about her. lays it all the way across to Crawford now. Hannah Jones has had to come back and do a little bit of tracking here. So we expected in the second half this potential blistering start from Westmeath hasn't materialised, and suddenly we have very much got a game on here. We're only 4 points in it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's not much between the two teams, but Westmeath, I think they need a score quite soon just to settle them into the second half, you know. But at the minute, I suppose only Sarah Dillon and Aoife Connolly are inside Longford's half the pitch. So probably need to play a little bit more offensively than defensively. So they're on the attack now, which is good to see.
So great turnover there from Dillon, and it's Lucy Power deciding to come out from the full back position as she's done a few times this season already. And it's laid off now to Carr. And Carr has nobody really ahead of her in the scoring position, so it goes sort of sideways to Kelly Boyce Jordan. And now the runners have started to come. The form here of Dillon, and Dillon has Kelly Boyce Jordan free in the centre. Longford have managed to funnel players back. Kelly is still free though if they look up here. She's still completely free. Longford have managed to get O'Reilly back there, I think. It's Vicky Carr goes in through the centre, and she's going to look for a score, and that one is smacked off the post, and it's gone to the right and wide. Missed opportunity there for Westmeath, and another wide to add to the tally.
Yeah, and it's a pity they didn't see Kelly Boyce Jordan there. She just came in along the back, and it was inside there completely free for a good 30 seconds almost. You know, they just didn't get the head up to see her, so it's a pity, but they'll go again. And
Ashley Rowan beaten to the ball there by Grace Shannon. Ashley just wincing a little bit after. Not sure if she took a hit, but that's great defending. Well, great midfield pressure, I should say, there from Westmeath. Grace Shannon arguing the toss here, but line ball has been given to Westmeath. Now it's good from Aoife Connolly over there. Neither side just said making a change at half time, sticking with what they have. And the opening scores have gone to Longford here. As Alan Mullen here just bringing something to the attention of the referee. Not sure exactly what it is. The dugout here is blocking it here, and just sort of listening to Aaron Clyer to see what has been said. And I think he's actually given the free to Longford. So he's overturned the decision. The linesman just gave a line ball to Westmeath, and it's been overturned. And Longford at the free, and away they go, and it's Cosgrove. And Cosgrove lays it off to Keller, and referee deeming that one is a free as well, much to the disappointment, we'll say, of Tracy Dillon there. A chance now for Shannon to get things motoring again. Not the start we expected, Sarah, I think, from Westmeath.
No, a great start from Longford. You know, definitely their play has been very positive. And I suppose Westmeath now need to, you know, step up again and get their shape back. They've lost a bit of their shape in the start of the second half, so it's important for them to get a score on the board. But definitely a really good start from Longford. You know, very positive play from them.
So, as I said, just going to half time. Anyone who wrote Longford off has been a team in development, team in transition, a very, very young team, fair enough. But they have certainly shown they can play football here, and a different determination than I've seen from a couple of games I've covered in the past season or so with them. And it's Keegan now who's been certainly the standout in that defensive line. She's burst forward here and laid it off to Keller, I think it is. It is Keller, and Keller has runners on the outside. Longford just finding a little bit of space here. Shannon, you really don't want to let her onto that left foot if you're a Westmeath defender. And a collision there around the middle. I think it's Ashley Rowan who has gone down holding her shoulder, but the ball is out to Grace Shannon, and that one is caught in the wind, and it's just gone to the right and wide. So the impact of the breeze been felt here. As I said in the first half, Longford had it, and now they're playing into a bit of a, would you describe it as a swirl maybe, to the left and wide there from Grace Shannon. I think Ashley looks like she's going to be alright, as Laura McCormack decides to go along with the kick out, and it's pinpoint into the hands of Aoife Connolly, and the Gary Castle star takes it in. And she now looking for a little bit of movement on the forward line, and Connolly drills it long. It's an amazing ball inside, but no, it's just fumbled by Dillon, and Rhiann McGrath managed to get in there. I mentioned in the first half, Rhiann McGrath was the Zukar Golden Glove in 2021. A string of saves she pulled off in that game against Fermanagh. I think it was, pretty sure it was Fermanagh that particularly earned that one for her, but O'Reilly has won the foul here. And you can sense a bit of frustration, I think, coming into Westmeath's game here at the moment.
Yeah, especially there from Tracy Dillon. I don't know if I'd agree with the referee on that decision. You know, it seemed like both of them were going for the ball, and maybe a little bit harsh on Tracy there. But It's a pity that that ball didn't find Sarah Dillon on the inside. It was almost perfect pass from Aoife Connolly after winning a great kick out, but they've overturned it again, and there's danger when the inside forwards get on the ball, so it's important that Westmeath get them on the ball, you know.
And that long ball up the line to Anna Jones was well stopped back there. It was Hannah Glennon who has put in a great shift so far in this game. Mara now comes up against Doris, as Doris, who manages to get the ball off, lays it off to Fallon. And Fallon up to the full forward O'Reilly. O'Reilly just manages to evade the tackle back there of Kelly. It's still O'Reilly now on the ball. And that one's going to be a free in for Longford. Talaba has made the run over the far side. She hasn't been spotted yet, but Chloe Kelly, I think, has just read the danger. And it'll be Doris now to take the free, just looking for a little bit of movement. Just trying to see as well if there was a change in that Longford full back line. No, it's not. It's actually Katie Crawford, I should say, has gone back in there. Shannon now, Kate Shannon, that is, trying to burst through. Would be predominantly left-footed. That's great defending back there by Birdie Dillon, who manages to come all the way back and now starting the attack. And Anna Jones has made a little bit of space. Blundell now lays it off to Carr. Has Mar on her right shoulder. Has Connolly up ahead of her. Has Sarah Dillon ahead of her. But Carr is deciding to go on her own here, and she's going to be hard to stop. It's laid off inside to Connolly. She's looking for another goal. Lays it off to Dillon. A chance for a second goal. It's smashed off the crossbar and it's out. It's come out to Jones. Surely must be in, and it is. It's in the back of the net. And Westmeath have got their second goal. And it's Anna Jones who finds the net.
And it all came from
carnage, wasn't it?
Yeah, all came from Rachel Dillon overturning the ball there in the defence. And, that's what she does best. She intercepted the ball there, read it well, and straight up the pitch. And actually, Longford, for the first time probably in the game, they didn't have somebody in there sweeping because they were on the attack, So great finish by Anna Jones. Sarah Dillon hit the crossbar in the first instance, but great finish then in the end by Anna. But I tell you, it's a great competitive game here today, and another interception by Rachel Dillon. So she's doing what she does best.
So it's very much goals win games here, and this is a must win game for Westmeath, as we've said a couple of times. And that one could be a killer goal, and that's brilliant play from Lara McCartan. She showed huge pace there, but credit to Adele Sheehy. She wasn't going to be brushed off with that one easy. Great battle between the two of them over there. Two youngsters of the game who'll hopefully be around for years to come on their respective panels. Was Kelly Boyce Jordan now fairly distinguished from the rest with the short sleeves, or the sleeveless top in the backs there now. And up to Dillon, and Lucy Power now has joined the attack a little bit. She did a couple of times against Antrim the last day, but really it was very hard for anybody to leave Orla Prenter with any more than half a yard of space, because the damage she did last week, 1-7 she got against Westmeath, 2 of them from the free. She had 2 points inside 40 seconds of the game. But Power now using all her strength to get forward here. Has Blundell on the outside, has runners on the inside, and it's Boyce Jordan. She's got runners as well. Inside to Dillon. Is she going to look for the back of the net? Is she going to take the score? She decides to tap it over. Lovely score from Sarah Dillon. Possibly half a chance of a goal there, Sarah, maybe.
Yeah, there was, but you know what? I think she took the right option. Just keep the scoreboard ticking over, and great run through the middle there by Kelly and Lucy, as you mentioned. It's important that, I suppose, you rotate the running on a day like today in that heat. The same girls can't go up and down the whole time. So, Lucy showed great leadership there up the pitch, and she's making her way back to the full back line now at the minute. But great finish by Sarah Dillon. Keep that scoreboard ticking over. There's a couple of girls down for Longford at the minute, so they'll take a little break. And it's Annie Dolan coming onto the field for Westmeath, and actually I think it's Sarah Dillon who's making way.
So it is.
Obviously we know Sarah had another injury to her shoulder. She's really been through the wars, and I suppose it's worth mentioning that it took a huge commitment and effort on her part to be back on the pitch at all this year. I suppose it's not talked about enough when people get injured. They just talk about them coming back and how great it is to see them back, but it takes an awful lot of individual work and I suppose mental resilience as well to get back out there. So it's great to see her back playing and playing well.
And she got 10 minutes or so the last day against Antrim, and to be fair to her, she kicked a point and she looked livelier, very lively in that game, I have to say. So it's great to see her back. And Annie, of course, another Gary Castle name, another Dolan.
She's a Dolan, all right, but I don't think she'd be happy being told she's from Gary Castle.
Is
Annie, and she's great experience and great to see her back on the pitch. She's quite a a fast player and accurate forward when she gets on the ball. So great to see her getting a run here today in the championship.
And Annie has a good fan club over there in the far side in the stand anyway, screaming as she came on and screaming there. She got her first touch. I hear Dolan, I just assume Gary Castle. That's the problem we see. So, and Kelly Boyce Jordan now lobbing it forward up to Anna. And Anna's not having a huge amount of joy back there, and to be fair to Longford, they've great defensive work back there, particularly Katie Crawford, Hannah Glennon, who's been fantastic, it has to be said, but great turnover from Annie. Clongale start, not Gary Castle. Up to Anna now. Will Anna get a bit more joy this time as she comes in the full forward looking against Emer O'Brien? Is she going to go off the left? She plays the ball inside, but it's kind of to nobody really, and McGrath will happily take that one out. And ball outside now to Kelleher. A couple of players just jogging back into position there. Really the heat is very, very strong here, and Dolan has been heavily involved already. Lays it off with Birdie Dillon, lays it off to Quinn again. It's back to Dillon, and that's a super score. Great impact from Annie Dolan already. Played the ball off to Joanna Quinn, who laid it off to Rachel Dillon, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah.
And Rachel with a super point as we have a substitution here for Longford, and it's another slasher star, Grace Kenny, who is coming onto the field here. And Grace Kenny would normally be a cornerback. Just trying to see who she is coming on for here now. I think the referee also just waiting to see who she is coming on for, as Westmeath also make a substitution.
On the Longford team, Grace Kenny, number 18, has come on for number 13, Kate Shannon.
So it's for Kate Shannon. Well, it has to be potentially tactical. Kate Shannon was having a bit of a stormer, I think, in this game for Longford. A bit of a surprise one, and especially Grace Kenny would normally, as I said, be a cornerback. And for Westmeath, it looks like that Cassie Hegarty has come on. I'm not sure again who came off there. It's Anna who's come off.
Has made way now. In fairness to Anna, it's not for lack of trying, I suppose. Just a couple of things didn't go her way today, which is unfortunate. But wasn't, as I said, anything to do with lack of effort.
So Annie Dolan having a good impact too is come on for Westmeath, and we'll see what Karen Hegarty can do. She was there in 2011, I think, as well, wasn't she?
Yeah.
On that team that Sarah doesn't like to talk too much about winning that one, but to be fair, but it was a great day for Westmeath. And of course, you had I call her TikTok. You had Gemma Leahy in goals that day, wasn't she?
She was, yeah.
TikTok herself.
TikTok star, yeah.
Dare I say, 1 million plus followers on TikTok. I suppose it's a change of her days from in goals for Westmeath. But Westmeath bursting forward here now again. It's first we've seen of Ruan trying to get forward here. She's going to go off the right, maybe a little bit of a rushed effort there. And it's another wide for Westmeath, this time over to the left. So Ruan will be a little bit disappointed to kick a wide there.
Yeah, super strong run she made, I suppose going forward she had time and she had space, so just I suppose take that couple of steps extra and settle to kick it over, because she definitely had space in front of her there. But Westmeath are certainly on top here the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they would overturn the ball again. They're putting Longford under huge pressure coming out with the ball.
It's Connolly now looking to take on to Laba. That won't be easily done. And Connolly, is she looking for that pinpoint ball? It's a first touch for Hegarty, and is it a chance here for Karen to get on the score sheet? She lays it off back outside to Dolan. The two subs combine, and it's Annie Dolan, and that one is wide. So the two subs combining there. Was a chance for Westmeath as they're on their backroom. Shane Monahan here in the stands shouting instructions, had his head in his hands there for that one, but that was good first touch from Karen Hegarty, and a chance for Annie, but to the left and wide, another wide there for Westmeath, and that push in the back there by Grace Shannon, and it's going to be a free in for Joanna Quinn as Ruan is down, just help back to her feet there by Dillon, and Westmeath get things going again. Certainly you can see a lot more Westmeath pushing forward here. They're looking now just to try and kill this game off with runners, and it's Blundell to Connolly, and Connolly off the left, and you'd expect nothing less from her, and Aoife Connolly knocks that one over the bar. Super point from she is Gary Castle. I'm getting that one right. I know that much.
Yeah, we'll claim her. No, super sore from Aoife. Like that's what she loves to do. Win the ball and then turn onto her left foot. And I have to say, I don't want to give her a big head now or anything, but she rarely misses when she's on that left foot. So another great score, and we can see that Westmeath are really putting Longford under pressure. They're all pressing up here on the kick out, and it's very hard for them to get out past that press. Yeah,
so Longford just find it tricky to get out of their own half at the moment is Westmeath now just trying to turn the screw a little bit here, and it's Blundell. Is she going to try and fire over? She is. And that is another score for Westmeath as Ciara Blundell knocks off the left. And that's 2 scores in a minute for Westmeath to put it out to 2-11 to 6 points now. That's 17 to 6 in old money, as you say. It's 11 points the difference in it now. And Westmeath just showing that little bit of experience that they have on the team, I think, just to pull away here from Longford. But referee has given a free there. Birdie Dillon possibly thought that she had something going there, but it will be a free out to Longford, a chance for them to relieve some of the pressure and strain that they've been under for the past couple of minutes as well.
It was a good kick out there from the Longford keeper. Like, you know, she recognised that she had 3 Longford players there up against one Johanna Quinn there on her own. So they won the break. So I suppose that's kind of what they might need to do more of from the kick out. You know, overload one side and hope to win the break, which they did on that occasion. So they're trying to build an attack here again. So lots of Westmeath players back, but also lots of Longford players. So we'll see what comes of it.
That's a nasty collision there.
Yeah. Tracy Dillon, I think.
Emma Doris, I think, for Longford, yeah.
Connected with her shoulder, the shoulder of Emma Doris, yeah. So the game will certainly be stopped for a head injury anyway.
Clash between Emma Doris there and Tracy, and I think Tracy possibly came off the worst of that one.
Yeah.
The shoulder in the head there. So
again, nothing malicious in it. It's completely accidental. 2 players just collided, and hopefully both will be okay.
Of course, after this game as well, we will have a quick catch up with the 2 managers we had before the game with Alan and Michael, just to get their thoughts on proceedings, things that have happened here today, and we'll try and have a chat with a couple of players as well, as the dark clouds have come over a little bit, which are more than welcome as long as they don't bring any rain or thunder or lightning here. David and Isabel on the camera here, just praying that no rain turns up here. He has the bucket hat on for the sunshine. I don't think it has a built-in umbrella, I'm afraid, so he'll be looking for the rain to stay away. As Westmeath just warming up a couple of players down there as well, as Tracy just gets a little bit of run repairs here. I think a bit of blood from the nose, just getting the nose wrapped up, as Westmeath are going to make substitution here. It is Caoimhe Kilmurray who is going to come in, and Westmeath and Michael Finneran giving a debut to the St. Loma star, who will replace Johanna Marr. So Caoimhe Kilmurray in, a super player at minor level. I commentated on the Westmeath minor C final against Offaly, and a lot of these minor players that Westmeath have certainly going to come through into senior, no doubt. They're an exciting bunch, and hopefully we'll see a few more of them. But that's two of the 4 who were called up onto the squad: Pip Ruran, Maeve Monaghan, Kate White, Caoimhe Kilmurray, and Lara, of course, as well. And another substitution for Westmeath, it is Niamh. Yeah, it's Niamh Nolan from the Downs who has come on, I think temporarily for Tracy there possibly. And blood substitution there as Westmeath go forward here. It's the first touch in senior football for Caoimhe Kilmurray in the intermediate, and it's to the left and wide. So an almost immediate impact there from Caoimhe Kilmurray, but great to see the younger ones coming through on the team as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant to see that. It's important, and I suppose for a Longford point of view as well, there's a lot of young players on their squad, and obviously rebuilding, and as you said earlier, but it's some fine footballers on both sides. So it's great to see younger players coming through all the time. It's important, and it's important for them to get game time too. Keep them interested and give them that experience of championship football.
And that substitution for Westmeath as well, the temporary one, has just been confirmed here. Tracy just gone off a blood substitution, and it's Niamh Nolan who has come on, another Nadunta star alongside Lucy Power, my old club that I was going to say played for years. That's probably an insult to the club, to be honest. I was there in spirit and I had 2 left feet, but anyway, Downs, a great club. I have to give a shout out to them, and Niamh Nolan is on. It's great to see them getting a few players through, as well as Westmeath now bursting through an attack again, and it's Blundell, I think, who's going to pop this one over the bar. Yep. And it's another point for Westmeath. They're just, as Sarah was saying a few minutes ago, they're just keeping the scoreboard ticking over. And that's 2-12 now to 6 points. It's Ciara who's got the last 2 scores now, so 12 in the difference here. And Garen Clara just calling hold to play here just to see, as we might have another substitution. I think it's Tracy who's coming back on. So that substitution reversed after about 2 minutes or so. I could see Need Nolan getting a touch of the ball though as well. As you say, Sarah, experience is vital for these players coming in off the bench as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing quite like playing in championship. You know, you can train all you like, but it's the minutes in the games that give you the real experience, and you learn from them. You know. Now there's two players down in the middle of the pitch. We'll have to stop the play.
So I think Aaron Clark has just been alerted there. It was, to be fair, Fumi Talaba with a super tackle there in defence, but there were 2 Longford players down, injured. One of them is Emer O'Brien from the Slashers, as I think the 2 benches just having a bit of an argument with each other there. Alan Mullen just having a bit of an argument there with the 4th official. He's been given his warning, I think, down there on the bench. He's a Westmeath man, so he will want his side Longford, of course, to do their best, but he's claiming head injuries there. Emer O'Brien definitely won them. I think it might be Emma Doris. Who's the other one? Yeah,
I think Grace Shannon might be. Is that Grace that's on
that's
the
Grace,
ground
is
at the minute? She's holding her ankle, I think it is. Not like her to stay down, I suppose. So she obviously needs attention.
Grace, of course, a strong start for Slashers as Westmeath now ring a couple more changes here.
It's Aoife O'Malley went onto the pitch for Chloe Kelly, it seems.
5, yeah, the dual start. Aoife O'Malley has come on for Chloe Kelly, and I think another substitution coming on.
Chloe covered an awful lot of ground today up and down that wing, especially in the first half. You know, great pace, and gave a good few nice kick passes into the inside forward line as well.
She's probably one of the unsung heroes on this Westmeath team, to be fair. The amount of ground that she covers. And referee deemed that as a hot ball. I think he had given the free to Westmeath, but I think a little push afterwards and decides to give it as a hot ball, and Vicky jumps there against Emer, and Emer's the one who comes out with it, lays it off to Fallon, back to Emer once again, and that's going to be a free out for Longford. Aoife O'Malley, as I said, a dual star, getting her minutes on the field here, and Vicky now laying it off on the outside. A chance here for Birdie, and Birdie gives it back to Annie Dole, and there's runners here left and right for Westmeath. Caoimhe Clonmurray is completely free over this side, and Annie has looked up and spotted her. And it's the St. Lomas star now, and she is running the inside, and it's I think the call came, and Aoife Connolly though has done brilliantly to manage to hold on to it, and she's buried into the back of the net. Well, that certainly wasn't the plan when Caoimhe Clonmurray gave the hand pass, I think, to Ashley Rowan, but the ball came through to Connolly, and Aoife Connolly finds the back of the net. I don't know, that was a pre-planned move anyway, Aoife, or Sarah, was it for Aoife?
No, but again, a great finish, you know, bottom right corner and power behind it. So, but really impressed with Caoimhe Clonmurray there. Since she's come on, she's seen an awful lot of the ball. She's making herself available for passes. She's running, you know, past the Longford defence, getting in around the back, and she's really shown well for the ball in there, and obviously started that attack as well. So great start for her, and on her debut, you know, so she can be happy with her contribution so far already. I
think another family will be happy with it. Debut today, the McCartans just walking past us here. They'll be delighted for Lara as that ball comes in, and Aoife O'Malley takes the hit there from Fumi Talaba, and the ball comes back out to Connolly, and it's another block down there, and it's gone out for a 45. So all in all, probably a good day overall for Westmeath. They are going to take victory here, unless something outrageous happens in the last few minutes. It will be they who will get their first win on the board, and of course it'll make the Antrim Longford game interesting as well.
It certainly will, and I think that Westmeath would have been disappointed after last weekend, you know, and they're really stepping up here and showing what they're made of. Aoife's going to try this 45 off the ground, and I know she started practicing them regularly just in 2020, you know, when COVID hit and the 2-point rule came in, and I suppose she's made huge progress with them. I've been watching her in the club, and it was bit by bit, and look, here we go, over the bar. It's absolutely unbelievable. I
think you might just have witnessed a bit of history there, because I think that's the first player to score 2 45s in the history of women's football. So Aoife Connolly we will have to revert to.
She definitely is, it definitely is. She's the only one who scored 2, and as I just was saying, for anybody, any young players I suppose listening or anything, she just committed to practicing them in 2020, and she got better, and now we see her kicking them over in a county championship game. It's just it's a great skill to have, and not many people can do it. As my club mates know, I can't really kick the ball off the ground at all. It's a running joke, but super, absolutely delighted for her.
So amazing here to be witnessing a bit of history as the first player to now register 2 45s in inter-county ladies football history. Aoife Connolly is a name that you'll want to remember. Certainly as someone who loves quizzes, I'll be throwing that in as a quiz question someday when I'm hosting one. But she follows in the footsteps, I think it was it Leonard, Sneeve Leonard?
Yeah, Roisin Leonard of Galway, but also Rachel Kearns got one from Mayo as well.
Chance here for Vicky, and it's just gone to the right and wide. So I can say now I've been here for history been created and history been outdone. I was there for Aoife's first 45 and I've been witnessed here on commentary for her second. So a brilliant moment for ladies football, and it just shows the way the game is going. You can't give away a free anywhere when you're someone who can kick from long distance like she can, and it wasn't just that it trickled over. She clears the bar by miles at the best of times. And a foul there on Grace Shannon as Longford now, I think, know that the game is up for them. 3-14 to 6 points. Of course it did for anyone who didn't know as well. As Sarah said, it went from 3-12 to 3-14 because that is worth 2 points, the same way we saw, I think, the first sideline cut in Camogie and Kilkenny there the other week as well. So great for the ladies games, hurling or Camogie and football, to see this happening. And in the men's game, we're well used to the likes of Brian Sheehan and guys of old who carry that you couldn't give a free anywhere within about 70 yards or kick it over, and now the likes of Aoife Connolly are putting a different trajectory in the ladies game, being able to kick from 45-50 yards off the ground as well. I won't say that she doesn't like to talk about it, although Aoife's cousin has informed me that perhaps she does like to mention it a little bit when she turns up in her cousin's house, that it's the first thing that she mentions without even saying hello. She just walks in the door and says, "Did you see my 45? So Sinead, if you're following this or listening, I have called you out for ratting out on your cousin here, so expect Aoife Connolly to turn up in the Lynham household to talk about her 45 any day now. Well, it's 3-14 to 6 points here as we tick down nearing the end of the game. It will be Westmeath who are going to register their first victory. As I said, hold on at the end if you're following on here. We will have reaction from the two managers, from Michael Finneran and from Alan Mullen. As that foul there committed by Niamh Nolan, and I think she definitely going to be getting a tick. Though was a pretty, I don't know, cynical, probably not the word, accidental maybe, but it was a pretty harsh foul, and that is a tick for Niamh Nolan, indicated there by Aaron Clark. And free taken by Grace Shannon. We haven't seen Longford down this end of the field in a while. I'm just trying to think when they registered their last score. It's a good while back.
It's that excellent point by number 15, Edel Sheehy, from the near side here. But it's a long time ago now. Westmeath have really turned the screw, and they're completely on top here, for bar maybe the first 5 minutes of the second half, where Longford really started strong. Another great ball into Cueva.
Super pass here, a chance for Cueva Clamurray. She has Karen Hegarty running up ahead. Is she going to go off the left? She hops it again. She has an eye for goal, certainly lays it off. And a chance here for Lucy Power, and that one is to the right and wide. Expect her to be walking home as Dad Dermot there beside us hasn't quite thrown anything onto the pitch just yet, but expect Lucy to be walking home and no dinner this evening after that effort. So Dermot, of course, used to be in charge of Westmeath underage ladies, a great man as well, a blow-in from Tipperary as he calls himself, although I think they've accepted him in the Downs now at this stage. And it's Grace Shannon now will play it up the line. Can Longford just get something just to even get them a little bit of a boost going forward for the Antrim game? And it's Cosgrove now. Cosgrove has movement, and it's Crawford who has been very much up front in the second half. She was absolutely fantastic in the first half in the defensive role, but she is now in the forward line very much for the second half as Edel Sheehy. It is going to take this free from good without. She has a little bit of movement here. I think it's, not sure if it's Kelleher or Fallon. I think it's Fallon who's moved up forward, and it's back out there to McCormack. Westmeath, even though victory is short, still putting up that defensive wall. It's going to be O'Reilly now. O'Reilly back outside again to McCormack, and a shot to nothing really, and I think that's going to be that. It is. So final score here in Glennon Brothers Pearse Park in Longford. It's Westmeath 3-14, Longford 6 points. What looked like it was going to be a very tight game in the second half after Longford's 2 scores early on the second half. But it's Westmeath who, in the end, win fairly comfortably. And they will go on now And I'll wait to see what happens the next day out when Antrim take on Longford, to see where things end up in this TG4 Intermediate Championship for them and where they will go next. But for Longford and for Alan Mullen, it is a work in progress, as you said, and he has said from the outset and said it before this game as well. But for huge parts of that, I think, Sarah, you'd have to be fairly impressed with what he saw for maybe the first 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, as you said, there's some very young players, but, you know, they really showed, especially there in the first 5 minutes of the second half, they really put it up to Westmeath, and there's some fine footballers, as you said, you know, some of them have great pace, but I suppose they are building, and Westmeath had that little bit more experience, a little bit more attacking power, I suppose, and really got the upper hand after about 5 minutes in the second half, and then kind of ran away with the game. But, you know, great day for Westmeath. As I said, they probably would have been disappointed last weekend, but they rectified that now today with a great win here against Longford. So they'll be very happy, I think.
And just coming up in a few minutes, then we will have reactions from both our Bonnish story, hopefully, and a couple of players as well. We'll see if we can get chatting to about the final score here from Longford. Westmeath 3-14, Longford 6 points. Thanks very much for joining myself, Jason Keelan, and co-commentator Sarah Dolan here from Gary Castle. I've been assured it's Gary Castle, I won't make that mistake again. But thanks to everyone for tuning in, and to David and Isabel on camera, and we'll talk to you again soon. Slán go live.
That can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long way over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. By great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout. That gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
I'm here with Aoife Connolly, and Aoife is myself and Sarah Dolan's player of the match. But Aoife, we have to talk first of all about a bit of ladies Gaelic football history. You are the first person, we believe, in the history of ladies Gaelic football to register 2 45s.
Jeez, I didn't know that, but yeah, no, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, and I've been told by my co-commentator it's only something you started practicing over COVID. Is that true?
Yeah, actually, I only started hitting frees off the ground because I remember playing a match and really strong breeze and I couldn't hit them from my hand, so I started hitting them from the ground, and then I suppose the rule came in for the 2 points. So when you have a nice breeze behind you, it's definitely makes it easier. But yeah, no, it's something nice to have in the back pocket, I suppose.
Very good. And today's game overall then against Longford, it was a little bit sticky for a little while, and then you kind of pulled away at the end.
Yeah, it was tough. I thought we put in a good battle in the first half. It was a strong breeze we were playing against, and I suppose something we've probably struggled with has been like the start of the second half, and they definitely had a purple patch, but I think we were able to neutralise them a bit and get back into the game, and once we popped over a few scores, I think we kind of dominated the last quarter really of the game, and yeah, we got on a good few subs, which is good as well.
And the goal just coming up to half time, we were saying up in commentary, was a real killer blow. It was probably the thing that Michael and you guys were looking for.
Yeah, no, it kind of came probably against the turn of play, and definitely gave us the boost we needed, I suppose, going into half time. And it was all about just maintaining that lead and tipping over.
And the final thing, how long before you go into Sinead Lynham's house and start talking about the 45?
We can't pick our relatives, that's the problem.
I'll tell Sinead.
It won't be long, probably in an hour.
I'll tell Sinead that one. So Aoife, congratulations and the best of luck for the rest of the championship.
Thanks very much. Thanks a minute.
Thanks a minute. So I'm here with Michael. Michael, we chatted before the game. What's your immediate reactions and thoughts after the game then?
We're very happy. We said it in the group there. Really happy with the result. Quite a comprehensive victory really, so you'd have to be happy with it. We scored well, scored fairly heavily, got our goals when they were on, and overall very happy. It was a good response to last week by the girls.
And Aoife's goal coming up just half time was probably the thing that you were just willing for, just to try and kill the game off a little bit in terms of a scoreline.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call. I think because there were opportunities there, and we just weren't stringing enough passes together. But we did. It was very well worked move, and it probably gave us a small bit of comfort. All right, I think it pushed us out maybe a 6-point lead. So yeah, it was, and it maybe took the wind out of Longford sails to an extent.
Yeah. And was it probably the experience that told in the second half when you started to pull away, just having those girls who've been here before and kind of done it in these games that they need to win?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that could be part of it. I thought, but all over the field, I thought our athleticism was very good, and we kept going for the 60 minutes. And I'd agree the experience was a part of it. We have girls like Niamh Nolan coming in there, Karen Hegarty coming in, Annie Dolan, all coming in making an impact. Cueva Kilmurray gets in for her first game, very young. Lara McCartan has started there, so all these kind of some new blood, some old blood, but I wouldn't put it down to any one thing. Just as a whole collective, we'd be very happy with today.
Yeah. And a final last word on the history maker herself, Aoife Connolly, we believe is the first player ever to register 2 45s in ladies football to her name, so a word on her performance.
Well, you've said it there. Now she's a quality operator. It is a wonderful skill now to see, to be honest, and there's very few players you're seeing at ladies football with that skill level to do that now, and she has, as well as scoring too, she's come close a few times. She's shown that it isn't a fluke, and it's a weapon too, because it's 2 points on the board, and in a tight game in particular that could be could be very useful. So yeah, listen, she deserves it. She's a beautiful striker of a ball, and very happy for her, and for the team to get the bonus point is great too.
Brilliant. Well, Michael, congratulations, and we'll see you again the next day out.
Yeah, can't wait. Now 3 weeks time. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Mind yourself. I'll see you again soon. Final score here from the Glennon Brothers Pierce Park in County Longford is Westmeath 3-14, Longford 6 points. A comprehensive victory at the end for Westmeath, that experience in the second half just making the difference between the two sides. And congratulations as well to our ladies Gaelic football history maker Aoife Connolly from Garrycastle, the first player in history to register 2 45s to her name, kicking the fantastic one she did today. But from myself, Jason Keelan, my co-commentator Sarah Dolan, and to David and Isabella on the camera back there, it is Slán Live, and we'll see you all again soon.